Thousands of demonstrators on the streets of Syria, these protests in a Damascus suburb. Some reports say nationwide the crowds this week are the largest since the beginning of the uprising. Thousands more took to the streets of Homs. This week's demonstrations were dubbed a day of freedom for prisoners. Activists say more than 15,000 people have been detained since the beginning of the year. They say police brutality like this to demonstrators in Homs on Friday is normal. There are reports too of security forces opening fire on demonstrators. These images are from the northwestern city of Idlib, where at least 2 people are reported killed. Far from putting an end to the uprising, these Friday protests and the violence that follows appear to be giving the movement more momentum. Tarek Bazley, Al Jazeera.
Well, we can't report from Syria itself. Let's speak live now to Al Jazeera's Rula Amin, who joins us from Beirut. Where, Rula, do we know, are the biggest protests in Syria today?
Well, there is a huge protest taking place in Hama, and that's significant because it has turned into a flashpoint in the past few weeks. And also significant is that the army and security stayed out of town, on the outskirts, did not interfere. In Deir ez-Zor, in the northern eastern part of the country, activists say hundreds of thousands of people took to the streets there, and also security stayed on the outskirts. Now, in other places, they did clash with the protesters. What's interesting is that we saw places like Douma and Dir'a. These were amongst the first to protest and to take to the streets in huge numbers. Then there was a security crackdown, and we saw some kind of a lull in the protest, less number of people taking part. Today, a huge number of people on the streets of Douma and Dir'a. In Douma, 15,000 people. In Dir'a, we hear 10,000 people.
What about Homs, where gunfire was reported yesterday?
Yes, Homs is also very significant. The reason is Homs has been witnessing continuous almost clashes for the past week. People insisting on taking to the streets despite very heavy government deployment of security in the city. A number of people were killed during the week, and today people said they were still going to take to the streets, and they did, and there are more clashes over there as well. We are hearing of a number of people killed, still trying to verify how many.